It's time for Let's Talk Paranormal. Yeah, whatever.
Quit creeping people.
Hello there, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels Let's Talk Paranormal Live. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
Hope everybody is having a better day than the Donnellys today. I don't hear the frogs yet.
No.
I do hear the lawnmowers going.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hear the lawnmowers? Frogs will be along shortly. How's everybody doing? Today we are going to be covering, let's see, what's today's topic? Lincoln's burial once the train arrived into Springfield.
Yes, his first burial.
First burial. Then we're going to stop because we only got an hour today. We got an hour today.
Yes.
You hear me? We got
Yes,
an hour.
I get it.
Okay, because afterwards we're going to send everyone over to Rachel Rosson's, and she's going to probably have a fun, happy little stream better than our sad, depressing funeral stuff.
Some people like to talk about funeral stuff. We'll get the morticians in here. They'll be on top of this.
All right, today's show is
Is this
sponsored
where I'm
by,
going?
yep, right there.
Crash Palace, Promote Horror, and 12 Night Horror, as well as Be Unique, who is our Patreon supporter.
That's right. And how can you become a show supporter?
Well, you can like, retweet as many comments and things as we post on Twitter. And then you could also be a $5 a month or more supporter on Patreon.
That is correct. So is everybody hearing us okay, seeing us okay? Because I don't have good stream health. But, oh, there it goes. It turned green, said it was all right. So I guess we're okay.
Inspired
right.
John's calling it our death stream.
Death stream.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? We got some housekeeping stuff, house cleaning stuff to get through. Housekeeping stuff to get through. And then we're going to be talking about, we're going to take off from where we stopped Thursday night, where the train arrived at Springfield. And we're going to talk about those next few days. And then we're going to stop again and we're going to leave another cliffhanger because that's not the end.
That's right.
That is not the end of this.
That's right.
So,
and along the way, we'll show off some of our prized possessions.
We got some really cool Lincoln stuff, but this could leave a cliffhanger for a future Behind the Haunting.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of pieced together some interesting stuff. I don't know how we're going to do it because it's kind of like a conspiracy, but I don't know.
And they don't
it's
like
an
that
interesting,
on here.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thought. I don't know how we would do that, but that might be someday an adventure. Anyways, for those of you joining us new, don't know who we are. We're Sean and Marianne Donnelly, like we said in the beginning. We are owners of PanicD.com and DarkShadowGhostTours.com. PanicD.com is a database of over 800 locations across the United States that have paranormal claims, most of which are historical. November of 2017, we started working the PanicD channel. That's why we're called PanicD, because of the database.
That's right.
But we started working the channel with a series of what we call Our Haunted Travels, and that features over 200 of those locations out of the database that we have been to.
That's right. And we'll be adding some more next week, which is why we won't be in the studio next week.
Yeah, I might be adding about 4 more next week.
Yeah, we're going to be live from a new location.
That's right. Next week we will be live from the Toledo Yacht Club, which those of you in the paranormal that watch Ghost Hunters, they did a show from there. But that's going to be interesting. All right. We have, how many are you showing in the chat? 10 in the chat? All right, let's see if we can double up. You guys ready? Let's get Boris in here. Boris, it's time to earn your keep. It's time to earn your keep. Here we go. You getting bored with that? I'm going to have to make a new one.
Yeah, I said that about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. All right, so some house cleaning announcements. We're not having a good day here at the Donnelly household. We lost a member of the household community, I think. We may have to be getting new washer and dryer.
Yes.
I beat it with the hammer, and that didn't help.
Yes.
But
Mommy, I'll be bringing some laundry tomorrow.
yeah, backup plan is in place until after the trip. But
yeah, we're on round 4 of drying the same load of laundry, and
Yeah.
it's still not dry yet. So
I thought the washer was going to go first. I was betting on the washer, but we've got, let's see, we've been married. This will be 13 in July, so 14 years. We got. It is what it is. And you know what? Anymore, folks, we had the stove go out on us once. It's actually cheaper just to buy new ones than to pay anybody out to come out and fix them anymore.
it is. It cost us like $500 and some to get the stove fixed.
Yeah.
And it was like this little tiny thing. And they said, you should have probably just got a new one after they did it.
Yeah, after they fixed it. Thank you very much. And I'm okay with electrical, but our appliances are gas, and I'm not quite okay with gas. My gas and plumbing are not my strongholds. I'll either flood something or blow something up. So that gets a repairman if it's plumbing or
Yeah.
Electrical, not a problem. But those other two are just out of my realm. So that's what we're dealing with today. Hope you guys are having a great day. So let's do a roll call, shall we?
Alrighty. Let me bounce up there. Meanwhile, while I'm getting that, Happy Trails said she was dancing along with Boris, and the people at the party she's at, they think she's kind of weird now.
Oh, you want? I could play it again if you want.
All right, so we have Karen Summers, Happy Trails Hiking, Inspired John, PMBD Entertainment, Rachel Rawson, The Lady Vamp, Timey Lives, Annette Reagan, and also, where was she at? I thought Lori Bryant was here. I'm not sure, she hasn't said anything, so I think it kicked her out of the list. And I think that hits it.
All right, well, welcome, everybody.
Yeah, and we found out today that Timey and I have the same birthday.
That's right.
So
Next Tuesday's
Yeah.
your birthday.
yeah,
That's right. Did you bring in your birthday gift?
I do have it. It's right over there.
Do you want to show them your birthday gift? Because that wasn't an eBay thing. That was like your birthday gift. I had to give it to her today because things were coming to a major like volcano explosion for Mr. Donnelly today.
And so he was upset.
And I'm
He
like,
said,
I need something to break this cycle in my head before I explode. So you're getting your birthday gift.
And I said, no, I don't want it. He says, no, I really need
Yeah.
you to have it.
Yeah. So this week's going to be a little bit busy getting ready for the trip and things we got to do and prepare for a new arrival of things. So your birthday might be, and we might be at the polls on your birthday. Our levy thing's Tuesday.
That's
too.
true, too.
Anyways, go ahead.
All
Share.
right, so
This is what a creepy couple, like get each other, like for their birthday. Like I hope you like them.
I do. They're cute.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So he got me serial killer action figures. Yay! So the first one that I actually pulled out of the container was H.H. Holmes, which I was just super psyched about. Like that's my very favorite one, obviously. Yeah. And then I pulled out. He also got me the Zodiac Killer. And of course, I teach all the Zodiac Killer too, so I'm very into the Zodiac Killer stuff. And then he also got me 2 other ones.
You don't teach those cases.
I don't teach these cases. There's the Ted Bundy case, although we did mention it this year in my class because of some of the new movies and things that were coming out. And then of course Charles Manson, who
now, a lot of people,
died
a lot of people have been asking whether we do cover Charles Manson stuff, because he just passed away. Not yet. I mean, probably not until Marianne starts covering those in class.
To be
because
honest,
then she becomes an expert.
We did do.
Kind of like the Lizzie
We
Borden.
did do the Karen. We did do the Sharon Tate house though.
We did.
So
we did.
technically, we did a little bit.
So there might be stuff coming up.
My little H.H. Holmes
So
action
actually, I really wanted to give for these. I know your birthday's Tuesday, but
Yeah.
we're going to take that with us next weekend. Jeff Mudgett, if you guys saw our videos where we did the interview and went to Chicago last April and everything, his great-great-grandson's going to be at that event we're going to this weekend. I want to see if we can get him to sign that.
Okay.
That would be kind of really cool. But you didn't even know these existed.
No,
Did you
I
guys
didn't.
know that these existed? I came across these and I'm like, she's never said a word about these.
No,
I haven't seen them.
I've
Maybe
seen
it's something
serial-
that she doesn't know about.
I've seen serial killer, like cards, and I have actually, and I've never printed them out and hung them up, but because I thought it would be a little extra creepy for the regular biology class. But I do have the serial killer alphabet on posters that you
course
can
you
hang
do.
around.
And you hang them in your class.
I haven't, because I'm afraid that it would be just a little too creepy for the non-forensics class.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know.
little
I
too
haven't
much.
decided. So
That might be a
anyhow,
little bit too much.
so at the alphabet, every letter of the alphabet, there was a serial killer for that. So I did not know about the serial killer action figures, though.
Okay.
So
All right, so Lady Vamp says, hey, my birthday is Wednesday, May 8th.
really, that's pretty awesome. When I was growing up, one of my neighbors on one side of my house was on the 6th. I was the 7th, and the other side of my house was 8th. So it was 6,
Really?
7, 8. We have
Did
like
you
little.
Shared parties?
Yeah, we would
parties?
go out and like wish each other happy birthday and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't have like big block party or anything. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Happy Trails Hiking has to go and have time with her family. Understandable.
Well, you can come back later and watch it
She's
on
at
a
an
repeat.
event.
I
Yeah,
know.
she
You
said
can
she'd
come back later and
watch
watch it on a repeat, and you can see all the other things that I've purchased.
Yeah. So far as videos on our channel, this past week we covered Ford's Theater, and last night I'll apologize because we didn't hit the 7 p.m. drop time. It was much later, but the history of Ford's Theater was quite interesting. There was some stuff I actually learned about that
Yeah.
during that video.
Awesome.
Pretty cool stuff. So that's the last one. That's actually right before this one. And then Thursday night we did the Behind the Haunting of the Ghost Train, which was a marathon. But I was comparing that to the other ones. It really wasn't that much longer.
Mm-hmm.
This next week, what's planned, whether it's going to happen or not, we're not sure. It
Yeah.
might just come down to one video on Friday. I don't know yet.
Yeah,
but
we've had some unexpected things pop up.
Yeah, Tuesday we were planning on doing the ghost stories and folklore on Abraham Lincoln's ghost, where all the different places where he was spotted. And Thursday we were going to do a recipe video. Not sure that that's going to happen because of the stuff we went through
Yeah,
today.
it's just gonna try to. We'll have to play it by ear and see if we get them accomplished.
If not, we'll
or-
do it next year.
Next year. I've been waiting forever to do this cake. I even bought the almond slices.
Well, I don't think it'll last a year then.
I
We'll
don't
have to
think so
figure out
either.
how we're going to do it somehow. I don't know. And then Friday we're going to do the Peterson house,
Yes.
which will wrap up this little
Segment.
segment of Lincoln. Last year, when we started, we did the tomb and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And another announcement, I was hoping for today, but it didn't happen. But coming very soon is going to be the Panic D Mall. Our merch is finally coming out soon. We just have to figure out shipping, taxes, and the processing. However, it's not just going to be like we're going to have our haunted travel stuff in there and Boris merch and things like that, but we're also going to have other items that you can get with photos of these haunted locations on them.
Okay.
So, like, how would you like to have a coffee cup with Robert the Doll on it? It's coming. The location of the murder castle. Oh, yes,
How
it's
about-
coming.
How about me and Jeff at the murder castle?
It's coming. It's coming.
Let's see. We have Urban Viking Explorers has joined us. Irish Whiskey Paranormal, Timber Hill Redbones, Atlantis Paranormal, Colorado Martini, and did I miss anybody else that popped in? If I did, I apologize. Dezombified has popped by as well. So hello to all of you as well. Inspired John wants to know if the merch will be in skeleton sizes.
I was thinking of a smart comeback for that, but my brain is not functioning right today.
I was just going to say, no, they can also be in, Sean sizes.
What are you saying? Did you just call me fat?
I just said you weren't a skeleton.
Okay. I think she called me fat. Oh, boy.
Irish Whiskey Paranormal says, you're giving away Robert the Doll? No, but we could get you a link to, I'll actually post the link where you can purchase it. It's not from us.
It's not the real Robert the Doll. It's a fake.
They have a little doll you can buy. Let me grab the link.
I'm looking for there it is. Okay. Atlantis Paranormal. You said hi to Atlantis Paranormal.
I did
yes?
say hello. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Urban Vikings. Let's get paranormal. Absolutely. We got a couple more things to do here, and then we're going to dive into the burial service that took place on
May 4th of 1865.
See how this works, folks? We tied it into the days. It's May 4th. Yes, it was something else before it was Star Wars Day.
That's right.
It was the day they supposedly buried the first somewhat burial in Springfield. Do you remember how many times he was actually moved after Springfield? 1, 2,
it was over
3, 4.
over 10.
I think 6 times.
Wasn't
before
it over
he's
10?
finally
I don't
in
know.
the.
It was a lot. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
He did not go in once and stay there.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. Why can't? Oh, there's the store.
All right, I need you to bring up that other link.
Store. Visit museum store. Which link do you want me to bring up?
This sheet with the
I have it.
links.
I have it. Which one do you want?
Nothing yet. Just want you to make sure you're ready with it.
I'm ready with that.
All right, okay. Back to the show. We got guests here.
I was looking for Robert. There he is. I'm gonna
She's dropping links to other people's stores.
I'm gonna give you a link to.
Because that's how we work here.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a link to Robert the Doll's actual store. He has his own store. So this is Robert's store. And you can buy little versions of Robert the Doll like we did. But we bought ours from the East Martello Museum in Key West.
Urban Viking Explorer says, my one mistake I made on an I'm assuming exploration, was bringing home a glass bottle that was really old. Now I have a spirit attached to me. Well, I guess you didn't do protection prayers over that stuff, but it's still not too late. You could and get rid of that. Mm-hmm. Or there's other things that you could do. You could Google it. I know one of the things that you could do is take those out and bury them in your backyard and then have a ritual done to get rid of that attachment. But yeah, you got to be careful doing that. Yeah, you folks got to be careful too buying stuff at like flea markets and things like that and garage sales, and you got to make sure that you do your protection before you. We actually bought a mirror at a flea market that's still out in the garage because I haven't brought it in the house. We haven't done any protection over it yet.
Well, when we were at the flea market by the vehicle, we did do a little
before
thing
we put
and
it
said,
in the car.
You're not allowed to come. You have to stay there. So we sort of already did.
Yeah, but it's an it's probably a couple 100-year-old mirror that we have out there.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do your stuff here?
Sure.
This eBay? Well, we're gonna say it is.
Some of it is eBay. Two of the 4 are eBay.
Marianne's got some stuff to share with you. So
I do. I have
here we
several
go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to corral your children in bits because it is time for Marianne's eBay update. Alrighty.
Okay, so
what you got for today?
Should I do the big ones or the small ones?
Do them all. I don't care.
Well, I'm going to do them all. All right, well, I'll just start with this one. So
whatever's in your hand.
Okay, so this is Lincoln's funeral stuff we've been doing for the last few days, and so I have some things from his funeral. So this is one of the mourning ribbons from the actual Lincoln funeral. So I have this. I bought this from the Little Drummer Boy in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's that shop that my husband doesn't like for me to go visit in because I spend a lot of money there. So that's one item
credit card
that I
comes
have.
out warm at that store.
And this here is a morning cockade from the Little Drummer Boy, but it's also from Lincoln's funeral. So I have that, and I'm putting my fingertips over the price tag because my mommy's watching.
Let's just say these are items that don't leave the house.
Yes, these do not travel with us. They stay here in the house.
These are original items that do not... Well, they're all original items, but
yes.
these...
Yes. Those ones were kind of on the expensive route. And then I have, for this coming week, we're going to be doing Peterson House. And so I have a piece of wallpaper from Peterson House.
Andrew Kitchen just dropped $1 super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
And welcome.
So this is from the room where Lincoln died in Peterson House. It's one of the wallpapers from one of the restoration reconstructions. And I also have one more item that I was going to share today, and that is a piece of one of Mary Todd Lincoln's dresses. So this is a piece of fabric from Mary Todd Lincoln's, one of her dresses. It's actually one of the bigger pieces that I've gotten when you buy a piece of something, you know? But there we go. That's what I've got for today. What do you think? Do you like the items?
Pretty cool. All right. I think that's... Okay, so I said it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. We're going to go over our topic here. We're about ready to start on that. And... oh, that's the link I want to drop as part of the housekeeping. Earlier today, we had the privilege to be in a premiere for Colorado Martini. She was in here. But can you drop the link to that?
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of it. Something Hope.
The Little Children.
Very cool. Very cool video. It was about the train accident out there in Colorado. That Tragedy and Hope at the Crossing is the name of it. If you were not at the premiere, it's not that long. Wow, that was 11 minutes. It didn't seem like 11 minutes. But it documented the train accident with the school bus out there, and she was out there with a paranormal team, and Colorado and Mr. Martini are getting into the paranormal investigating stuff, and it's pretty cool the way she documented it in that video. Pretty interesting. Followed the path, and this is the accident that spun off a lot of the federal laws and everything with school buses and things like that. So pretty interesting stuff. So Marianne dropped a link in there. You want to go ahead and drop it one more time?
Absolutely. There we go.
Highly recommend you go and check that out. And then at the end of the show, we're going to stop in 32 minutes, we're going to stop at 6 p.m. and we're going to all go over to Rachel's house. She's doing a live stream at 6 o'clock. So we have that link ready to go, and we'll drop that down. Now? Well, you can drop it now. We'll drop it again later, but drop Rachel's now, and people could set the reminder just in case.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't drop any of our links, did we?
No, I've dropped everybody else's but us. But that's okay.
Let's drop the email list, okay? Because I'm working on trying to get everybody on the email list. We have, when we started season 1, we had the Parapeeps. People sign up for Parapeeps, had everyone's emails and all that stuff like that, and we're doing it that way. It got kind of big, so now we have a mailing list. So if you're not on the mailing list, please, go ahead and join the mailing list. We put out once a week, tell you updates about channels. We do a shout out to one of the Parapeep channels. There's tips in there, social media tip for the week. What's going to eventually come in there is discounts from the merch store. So probably want to get on the list. We've already sent 2 out. So issue number 3, it's called the Parapeeps Insider, and we'll keep adding to it. And stuff we come along through the week from one issue to another, we'll throw in there too.
I should probably join that.
You need to join that, and you need to join like helping me put this stuff together so I don't have issues. Now, also, if you are on Facebook and not part of the Parapeep group, wow, it is growing. We're coming close to 666 as far as members.
Oh, goodness.
You want to drop the link to that?
What am I dropping the link to?
Parapeeps group on Facebook.
Okay, Parapeeps on Facebook. I'll get to it. I'll find it. It's in the list.
Those of you who are creators, we put out a daily thread. You can drop your links in there. The Parapeeps Facebook group. Yep, it's in there. It's called Facebook group. I saw it earlier.
Oh, it is in there.
We have a lot. We're talking. One is 2,300, and another one's about 7,400 fans of the Dark Shadow Ghost Tours and PanicD.com Facebook pages. And once I figured out how you could hook them to a group, I've been inviting those people to that group. So a lot of those people that are members of that would be considered like viewers, not necessarily creators. So those of you who are creators, I highly recommend you join that and drop your links in that thread, because it will get some people to watch your videos.
Okay.
All right, there. That's enough link dropping.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. What's up?
You're up.
I'm up?
You're up.
Oh. So on the
So the train arrives to
3rd?
Springfield.
Yes, on the 3rd of May, the train arrived in Springfield, and then his body was taken to the State House, and it was taken by a borrowed funeral hearse from St. Louis. And 6 of the horses were owned by the same person's company who owned the hearse, and he personally drove the hearse and the horses. And it got taken to the State House, and he laid in state in the rotunda and was viewed for 24 hours. So they opened up the viewing at 10 a.m. On the 3rd, and on the 4th at 10 a.m. they closed the casket for the final time. They sealed it with, lead. They sealed the lead coffin. What do you call that?
Soldered it.
Soldered.
They said they soldered
Yes,
it.
they soldered the lead coffin sealed shut, and then they put it on the funeral hearse again, took it back across to the cemetery. Now, along the way to the cemetery, instead of going the direct route, they actually did pretty much what a lot of our funerals do here. I don't know if they do it everywhere, but going past your home on the way. So they actually did make sure that the route went past Lincoln's house in Springfield, and they also went past the
I have a picture of that.
okay, you have that.
So part of the procession, they had his horse that he rode, his
Bob.
personal horse, Bob, followed the casket. And this is a picture. I think I could make that bigger. Yeah, of course I can. This is a picture of Bob there out in front of the house in Springfield. Original picture. I'd like to have a copy of that.
Okay.
But
They sell them on eBay.
yeah, of course they do. They sell everything on eBay.
Do you have the picture of the house too? I know I had some in that folder.
Yeah, keep talking.
So they did decorate in Springfield, like a lot. Like everywhere in Springfield was decorated for this event. And they ran out of black crepe and black pretty much everything. And so they ended up having to finish decorating in white. So some things that you'll see are strung with white instead of black, and it's because they ran out. The whole town ran out. And they couldn't get any more. So part of the house in Springfield is actually done that way as well. Part of the roof is done with the white crepe.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh, this one's real tiny.
Well, you can try to
I think I can zoom in.
Make it bigger. Plus sign, maybe. Plus sign.
Where is it?
Right next to what you were clicking
yeah,
on.
I guess
There
plus
you
would work.
go. There you go.
There we go.
So there's
I
his
see the
house
white
in
there along
Springfield.
the roof.
Yeah. So they kind of ran out and they needed to fill in. So,
Yeah.
and then they also took a little ride past where he had done the mansion, the
Governor's mansion.
the governor's mansion. They went ahead and rode past there as well.
Now, just a little side note about the house in Springfield. We have videos out there about the house in Springfield. Actually, we have the whole recording of the tour that we were on in that video, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time of the funeral, the Lincolns owned the house, but yet they rented it out. So when they left Springfield to go to D.C., they rented out their house. So there's another picture too, and I don't think we have it, of all the people standing in front of the house and hanging out the windows and stuff of their actual home in Springfield, and something that needs to be mentioned too is they never returned back to the house. So like Mary Todd never moved back in or anything like that. And this is in our other videos, but it eventually was sold. Robert Lincoln, their son, sold the house to the state for like $1.
So long as they promised to make it open to the public for
never
viewing.
charged to go in, and see the house. So it's ran by the National Park Service,
Mm-hmm.
and you can go up there for free and take a tour, which is pretty cool.
You do have to get a ticket for the tour, but the tickets are free.
Yes.
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 All right. So,
Are you
once
checking on chat? Somebody said hello.
no,
Okay. What's that say right there?
art is fun.
Art is fun. Hello.
Art is fun. Yes. Sandy A7 is here. D's on before I said. Andrew Jones. Ron A is here.
wonder if I can make that
Redmond Paranormal, the Rock Hound. I can't remember if I said that they were there or not. That they are here, so hello to you as well. Let's see here. Helen Casey Kenneckave. I can never say that. I just say Helen. Don't think I could stay in a creepy place. It would be running. I would be running for my life.
Those are the places we go through. That's like a vacation for us.
It is. All right, so just another quick mention. I don't know that there's a picture in that folder or not, but after the services and everything, there was a picture of a ton of people outside of Lincoln's house.
No, we don't have that picture.
You don't have that picture?
I didn't pull it.
Okay, but there's a ton of people, and that's the Illinois 100.
Yeah.
The individuals who were in charge of setting things up and making sure everything ran smoothly, and so they all went to his house when it was over, stood outside and took a big group picture. Kind of interesting to think about the fact that, even back in the day when photography was so new and young, they were still taking group shots.
Yeah.
Like, I was there.
Group shot.
Yeah.
All right, so it went past the house and went on to
It went past then the governor's mansion, and then it went on to Oak Ridge Cemetery.
yes.
And at Oak Ridge Cemetery, when it got there, he was offloaded from the hearse, and they went into the I cannot
Receiving
think
vault.
of that word. Receiving. I always have trouble with the receiving part of receiving vault. Yeah, so it went into the receiving vault, and then they had a service there. And
Why is that doubled?
in the vault, they also put Willie. So Willie was in there, and also, of course, President Lincoln.
So here's a photo of that area.
Well, this is a drawing of the
a
area.
drawing, a sketch.
Yeah.
So you could see, like, there in the center, that vault.
Yeah, they can't see your mouse. Oh, no, they can see your
There
mouse.
you can. Now you can see it. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
But, they're carrying the coffin into the vault there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just make a mental note. You could see up here on the hill, you see all these people sitting up here on the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of make a mental note of that, because I have another picture to show you. silence.
All right, when you're looking for that, I'll see who's going on in the chat. Karen Summers says, that is cool. I'd love to see it. We did get to see it.
Well, I'm going to show her that we got to see it here in a second.
Hopefully bringing
So here is an actual photograph of the vault being guarded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is a receiving vault, which means it's a temporary location. Okay.
Right. And he stayed in there until December.
Yes. Willie, too.
Yes. And then they moved to the next temporary vault.
Yeah.
And then
Moving up the
eventually
hill.
they would go, they kept moving up the hill.
All right, so here is a picture of that same area that was taken. Oh, man, I didn't look up the date when we were there.
I think it was 2 years ago.
I could look here in a second. I'll look real quick. Here we go. Properties. Details.
Happy Trails says no more black bunting. They ran out, so, no more. Inspired John, need to get ready for his stream. Let him know if anything changes with Lincoln. Well,
Yeah.
we will.
So that was November 9th. I think it said 2017. We were there.
Okay. So, like I said, 2 years ago.
Yeah, November 9th, 2017. All right, smarty Carmichael.
Oh,
All right,
it's
so
okay,
this
I love
is
you.
November 9th, 2017. Here's a picture of that area. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the top of that, you'll see that obelisk up there. That is actually the tomb, allegedly, where he's buried now. No, that's supposedly where he's at.
That is
Okay?
the official
That's the
resting
official
place.
final resting place of Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Up on the hill.
Yes,
Which took 10 years for him to get up there.
that's correct.
10 years.
A little bit of time.
Little bit.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then it wasn't built really well, and they had to build it again because it was falling in. But that's another live stream
Yeah.
or another
That's-
story stream, whatever.
That's another stream down the road where he moved up the hill when the casket was opened and hid and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So he almost ended up in different places besides there.
That's right.
Okay, he almost ended up in the Capitol building.
Yes.
He almost ended up where the state building is now
In Illinois.
In Illinois, but to the determination of Mary Todd Lincoln, this is where he ended up.
Yes. She said, I want him in Oak Grove Cemetery.
Yeah.
That's it. He's going there, or he's not going anywhere else but where I say. So if you don't like it, then I'm going to move him right back there to Washington. Or I also read that she also said, or maybe she would move him to Chicago. But she was adamant that he was not going to be buried in the center of town. She wanted him to be someplace quiet because she knew that's what he would like. And she said Oak Grove Cemetery would be able to do that and provide that serenity as it was on the outskirts of town.
Now, you also read, too, that since we've been there, this has been redone?
No, it was
Oh,
redone
okay.
in 2015.
Before we went there.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
redone for the 150th in 2015.
He even wrote a book about him. He probably
Ooh.
already knows.
I'm
I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, that'd be
Actually.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
So, if you
And-
guys want to see some more pictures, we got some more pictures from when we were there. We'll kind of go through these pictures and talk
Sure,
about
go
them.
for it. And
Alright,
while you
so-
do that,
There's another shot of the receiving
I'm just
vault.
gonna check.
Now, when we
Chat?
when we first rolled into Springfield, we kind of missed the driveway up to the tomb, and I'm glad we did because we had to circle back around. And I saw this, and I remembered that historical picture, and I'm like, no way, that's the receiving
It's
vault.
still
And that's
there.
the first place where we stopped.
Yeah.
So there's the plaque that they placed.
And I did find
There we are.
the company that redid this for the 150th when they went ahead and fixed it, because it was kind of very deteriorated. They fixed it up for the 150th anniversary, and they have pictures of showing the different stages of the restoration, and it's amazing what they did.
Now this is inside the tomb. This is a marker, okay? It's actually big enough to hold a casket, a marble casket inside, but he's buried, what, 10 feet
10
under
feet
that?
down there, yeah.
He's buried 10 feet under that, yeah.
And we were trying to decide in this picture, actually,
Yeah,
how do you
smile?
yeah, do
Are
you
you
smile?
somber? What do you do at grave sites? And you'll see some of our pictures, actually, where one of us is smiling, the other one's like, you know, so that's one of those little, you know, we got to figure that out.
Yeah.
So this marker here is looking from the obelisk tomb down that hill towards the receiving vault.
To that, if you look, the tree to the right, if you look just downhill at the grade there, you do see a little piece of that receiving vault sticking up from down below.
Yeah. I don't think they could see my mouse.
Yeah, they can't
cool if
see
you
your
could.
mouse. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But that spot right there is supposedly where the second vault was.
The second temporary vault. Yeah. When their son Tad passed away, I don't remember the date, but he was 18 years old. Willie was already passed away. He went there with Lincoln. But when Tad passed away at the age of 18, they had the bottom part of the final tomb done, and he was buried directly into the tomb. But the other ones were not yet for another couple years until they finished it off, and then they moved them. Now, in that temporary vault would have been Abraham Lincoln, his son Willie, their son Edward, which was moved there from another cemetery in preparation to go into the tomb, and then Tad had passed. He was moved over. And then eventually, when Mary Todd passed, she was buried in that tomb. Mm-hmm. The only one who wasn't buried, well, I'll take that back. Abraham Lincoln II was buried in there, which was Abraham Lincoln's grandson, Robert Todd's son. But then he was moved because Robert Lincoln is not in the tomb. He's buried in Arlington. His son was moved from the tomb to Arlington. But we just read today that Robert actually wanted to be buried in the tomb.
And I could see how he would want that. Yeah.
So here's another shot of the
Donnie Shaw Show. Hello. How are
there.
you?
So here's a piece of the original sarcophagus.
Circling over here.
Says we're reconnected.
Reconnecting.
All right, we got reconnected.
All right.
Yep, we're okay.
We're back.
Gotta
So,
love it.
anyways, as you were saying.
Yeah, the sarcophagus. We have a video out there about this. Marianne didn't realize that this was there, and she actually went back in and talked to the
They have it
about it.
hidden. It's literally in the bottom of this little display case in the corner that they have just like maps and like stuff for places to go in the area. They just have these little things sitting on top, and it looks like it's just any old shelf. And underneath, down on the very bottom, they have this piece of the original sarcophagus. And I totally missed it because I was just looking and going, I don't need a map of the place.
Yeah, so there is a video way back. I mean, go way back to when we first started and talked about that. Okay, so we got some more pictures. I don't know what's going to pop up next, so hopefully I'm clothed.
Oh my gosh. What kind of pictures do you take?
I don't know. But we only got
silly.
We only got about 12 minutes left. So
okay. So
it is quite pretty there. I mean, this was in the fall, so this was November.
Right.
Now this is the state capitol building. This is actually where he was supposed to be buried. There's actually a tomb underneath there that they went ahead and spent $55,000 to build that tomb, and Mary Todd said, "No, we ain't going there." So that's the state house, and this is actually across from his. That's old state capitol. This is across from
his law office.
This was his law office right here, where it says wholesale dry goods. That was Lincoln's law office, right there.
Yeah, it's very cool, but it's closed.
Yeah.
When we went there on purpose looking for that building because it was supposed to have a museum in it. And we went and it was closed. And so we went actually next door and we said, hey, do you know when this is going to be open? And they're like, it closed 2 years ago. I'm like, oh, really? That's such a shame. But we looked in the windows and you could still actually see different displays and things that were in there.
Again. Can you guys still see us, hear us? Hopefully. I'm not dropping packets. Oh, it happens all the time. It says we're live. Maybe it's just you.
Maybe it's just me.
So Corinne asked, why did they move his body? Okay, well, first of all, it was a sudden, assassination. Okay. Where's he going to go? Where's his final resting place? Lincoln actually wanted to go to the Grove Cemetery. He wanted to go someplace, I think, not to quote him exactly because I don't remember the words, but he said he wanted to be somewhere peaceful. And that's why Mary Todd was very adamant about having him go out to Oak Grove Cemetery, which this was on the outskirts of Springfield. So this was like out in the country. And I think this was only open for 2 years at the time. So there was hardly anything out there. And so the cemetery really wasn't ready to receive him. They built that receiving tomb, right? Quickly built it. It wasn't there.
It was that one was already there. That was the public receiving vault. The receiving vault that they built was the one that Mary said no, he's not going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a quick little thing, and then like I said, it took 10 years to build the tomb where he was going to be, and then that's when he was like moved up to there. But he was moved so many different times. We're going to do another live stream about that. We don't have time to talk about that today. But anyways, in one of the moves, they broke the original sarcophagus, and that's what that piece was. And here's where they were actually opening it up to view the casket and the bodies there. So, of course, Marianne's got another little tidbit.
I forgot I have this. This here is a copy, an original copy of one of the Life magazines. Said, what happened to Lincoln's body? Because this is some photographs and an article for where they were redoing his tomb and how the sarcophagus was broken and all that kind of stuff. So that was this. I do have this as well. Thought I'd bring that out. I'm gonna have to put so much stuff away. I've been showing off so much stuff today.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. This is supposed to be the studio.
I know, and
not
I
your
know
junk dump.
But it's all cool junk, right?
Look what I typed in up there.
Yeah, it's zombified. It is actually really in quite good condition. I got it directly from the Life magazine old editions bureau or something like that. So yeah. What are you looking for?
I didn't type in that, I typed in this.
Oh. What were you thinking?
Wrong.
All right, so what else we have? I find those old retail buildings in downtowns interesting. They have lots of history and ghosts. Yes, I agree. And Marty's crew said that must have been such a disappointment, and it really was when we got there and we're like, what? It's closed? But I really wanted to go in there.
See, we like to do the historical background because when we go to get a chance to go the places or slip in there, or we have our little recorders in our pockets and that kind of thing, and can get to a quiet little place and start asking questions. It'd be nice to try to to know the names of the law partner and kind of stuff, and see if we can trigger. We believe that a conversation could be used as a trigger object. So if you know the background of the location and things like that, it makes responses come somewhat quicker. And we also have the theory too that if the spirits are there and we talk to them by name, they become comfortable with us quicker. those of you who've done investigations, sometimes you have to go back to places multiple times so that they become comfortable with you to communicate. We don't actually have that luxury all the time as we're traveling. Like in this case, we were only in Springfield for one day. We didn't even stay in Springfield. We were staying in St. Louis. So we drove up for the day, and it's like we got to hit here, that kind of thing. So it's quickly go in, relax, protection prayers, do half hour, 20-minute session, see what can happen. We didn't get to do a session in the tomb because there was a field trip there that day. Remember?
There was.
And they kept opening the door, and it echoes. Boy, does it echo. We actually, on the other side of the tomb where we were standing there, next to where Lincoln's buried and the family's there too, we actually heard people talking by the door on the other side of the tomb. So it's this marble. You're like you're in a big marble
circle
tomb. Basically.
Yeah.
But it would have been really interesting to do a spirit box in there. But
and I remember when we were in that tomb, I was interested. You found the sarcophagus piece. I wasn't caring about that at all. I was like looking up at the ceiling, because in the rotunda of the ceiling, there was like a handprint that went like this across the ceiling, and I was asking the little docent about that, and they're like, I have no idea.
She never saw it before.
And I thought that was interesting, like how it was way up there, and I'm like, well, where's that from? Why didn't it get cleaned off or whatever, and so it was interesting, and so I missed the sarcophagus. Oh well, I went back for it.
All right, so just to recap a little bit, because we only got about 4 minutes, and we're going to send everybody over to Rachel. You want to drop that link again?
Absolutely.
This coming week, hopefully, this is tentative, so don't hold me to it if we don't quite do it. I know Friday we will do the Peterson house and cover that to wrap this up. I want to do a ghost story and folklore on Abraham Lincoln's ghost. We have one out there on Benjamin Franklin and a couple other ones. Eventually we will do it if I don't do it Tuesday. And then Thursday we were going to have a recipe. Don't know if that's going to happen again because we got a couple things going on. Plus we're going away next weekend. But we do want to get our store done and get that out there. It's been way too long. We need to do that. And of course figure out what we're doing with how we're going to do laundry. You don't have an 1800s washboard that we can use. It's the drying part that's the problem.
It's the drying part that's the problem.
Drying part
yeah,
that's the problem.
And it's not quite nice enough outside to go hang them in the lawn.
No. Especially when you walk out in the morning and your car's yellow.
Covered in, yeah. We have a lot of pollen falling off the trees, and
lots of pollen.
That would be bad. That would just be bad.
So, I guess we got 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's what we got going on. Next week we will be live, hopefully, if we have cell signal, from the Toledo Yacht Club. In Toledo, Ohio. Mm-hmm. We're going out there for a paranormal conference.
That's right.
And we scored tickets to the VIP dinner.
That you did.
So we're going to get some great footage for you guys for videos from that event.
Ghost Mafia, hello.
Ghost Mafia, welcome. We're just getting ready to wrap up, and we're going to send everybody over to Rachel Rawson, who's going to go live here in about
2 minutes.
2 minutes. We want to thank everybody for coming and joining us today. Mm-hmm. That was a quick hour, wasn't it?
It was. It went by really fast.
Real fast.
I had so many things that I showed off today. And if you notice, I brought up that one last piece there at the end.
Yeah, what was it that you
This is Lincoln's law office. It's a piece of wood from his law office. Yeah.
Little piece of history.
Another one. Yep.
Just got home from filming. That's awesome. All right, Corinne, we'll see you over there at Rachel's. You want to drop that link again?
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. We hope to see you. I live in a 1911 plantation house. 10 years old, converted into apartments. Very cool.
That's
very
awesome.
Cool. Thank you very much, Marty. We kind of pieced a bunch of stuff together real quick. But yeah, it's pretty cool information.
Yeah, one last thing that I didn't mention anywhere was we talked in the stream on Thursday about the Lincoln train car. The actual funeral hearse car was burnt down in 1911. The hearse that took him to his actual original burial in the receiving vault, it burnt too.
Yeah, does not exist anymore.
That one burnt also. So I find that interesting that both of those transportation modes burnt.
All right, we got to go, folks. We'll be over at Rachel's if you want to come chat with us and check out her live stream. Until next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting. Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.